Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. My name is Gregorio Casar, and I am so happy to be here with you today, and I'm proud to represent Austin on our city council. I know this is a rally moment and that we're going to have a boot camp, but I just want to bring you a brief story from Texas, from my own constituents, from my own neighborhood, to ground us in some of the pain that we're feeling so that we can turn that into action. And I want to be real with you for that moment because I know that here in New York, just like in my own community in Texas, we have friends and neighbors and families who have suffered in very real and personal ways these last few months because Donald Trump is president. So I'm going to read you a short text message exchange between Jessica Folk, who is one of my close friends and is a teacher at my local elementary school, and her 6th grade student, who I will call Lisa, in this text message exchange. So the text from Lisa at 7 in the morning says, "Miss Folk, ICE is at my door right now. I can't talk because I can't make noise, and then they might break in. I don't know what to do. I'm scared." Miss Folk texts back, "Okay, stay very calm." Lisa texts, "They have a van outside." Miss Folk texts back, "Are they still there?" Lisa says, "They are pounding on the door." They have a van outside, and they are pounding on the door. Think about that for a minute. It is utterly unacceptable that a 6th grader undergo that sort of trauma at the hands of our own government. Her own government attacked her family and her safety for nothing but political gain in order to scapegoat immigrants and win elections. And at the Texas Capitol, our lawmakers are writing bills in order to make every police officer in our state an ICE agent, so that every time that Lisa or another immigrant child in the state with the 2nd most undocumented immigrants in the country, every time they see a police officer, that they can relive and feel that kind of trauma and fear. So the question that we all face is, what do we do? And to me, I believe in the same thing that you all believe, the same reason that we are all here today, that the most important thing we can do for Lisa and communities that are under direct attack is to transform our hurt and pain into action. Because people who run the White House and places like the Texas State Capitol expect and rely on us to be afraid and quiet and unorganized. They want to be able to go to bed at night without feeling and thinking about the havoc and pain they are reaping on our communities. We cannot let that happen. Instead of feeling defeated, we are protesting at all the major airports across the country. We saw what Helen Gim was doing in Philadelphia. We saw what you were doing in New York and in Texas. We did not feel alone. When a federal judge said in open court that the operation that targeted Lisa and her family was politically motivated by ICE in order to retaliate against our new sanctuary policies, instead of hiding in our homes, immigrants and their families that night took over the streets and celebrated and protested 7 nights straight in our community. And immediately afterwards, our city council got it together and invested hundreds of thousands of dollars for deportation defense for low-income immigrants. And we led the charge. And we led that charge in Texas, and other Texas cities are following because we do not feel alone. Because even though we faced retaliation for even that action, we know we are part of something bigger. We know we are part of a national movement, and we know that the fight will not be won at City Hall or in the courts, but in the streets and in synagogues and churches and meetings like this one alongside you. So I'm going to wrap up with some words from Angela Davis. It is time for us to stop accepting the things we cannot change, and it's time to start changing the things we know are unacceptable. I'm going to give him a little check. So when I go back to Texas, I want to be able to tell them that you're with us. Are you with us? Yeah. Are we going to fight together? Yeah. Are we going to stand together? Yeah. Are we going to win together? Yeah. Thank you all so much for having me.
Y'all know there's going to be a Latino governor of Texas someday, don't you?